Good evening and good afternoon to everyone watching us from coast to coast, from New York to LA. Welcome to our event, Pass the Damn Bill. I am Dorian Moore and I am co-president of Community Change Action. I'm here with my co-president, Lorella Praley, and with a few very, very special guests.
Hi, everyone. Saludos a todos. I am so grateful to be here with all of you to talk about what is happening in Congress and what actions you can take today and over the next couple of weeks to make sure that the Build Back Better package passes all of our priorities. And by all of our priorities, I mean childcare and housing and child tax credit expansion and immigration, and that all of our communities can benefit. So there's so much happening in the world. As I think you know this story, and I feel like you feel this every day as I do. And I know we're all busy. It can be really easy to tune out confusing procedural rules, the sort of breaking news, everything is changing every 2 hours, and instead to really focus on the specific issues that are most pressing for our communities and to really ground in our power and the things that we have the ability to control, to shape. So right now, what we need all of you to do is to tune in, because there's one fact that is very simple. So I need you to tune out all the noise and just remember this thing. Either this bill will pass and it will be a huge step toward transformative change for our communities, or it will not. And the deep inequalities in our country will get further entrenched. A once in a generation political opportunity will be squandered. And so together, today, and every day until we pass this bill, we must demand that Congress fight for our people, that they pass legislation that changes the material conditions in people's lives, that help our families thrive, that secures safe housing for millions of people, that builds up our care, specifically our childcare infrastructure, that really tries to save our planet, and that really provides immigrants the permanent protections that we have been fighting for more than 30 years by delivering a path to citizenship.
That's right, Lorella. And we need to make Democrats in the House and in the Senate understand that they don't just have a political obligation to pass the budget reconciliation package. They have a moral obligation to pass the budget reconciliation package. That, of course, will help families nationwide, that will help our families and our folks. And all of us have a moral obligation to make our voices heard and to leave nothing on the table. So tonight, we have a few folks who are going to speak their truths. They're going to make their voices heard about the real impact that this bill will have on them. It's a movement that we are all a part of, filled with people like those that are going to be speaking tonight, like every one of us on this call, who are responsible for electing Democrats into the majority in the House and in the Senate. We did that. We elected them. In the midst of a pandemic, we turned up and turned out to elect Democrats to the House, the Senate, and yes, the White House, President Joe Biden. We all did that. We set the mandate for a new direction for this country. We set the mandate for economic justice, for racial justice, for immigrant justice, for a caring economy. And frankly, Biden's Build Back Better agenda, it's not like he just woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to repent for all things I did in the 90s. No. We made this agenda happen. The Build Back Better agenda reflects our movement's priorities. And let me be very clear, that did not happen by chance. And so now it's up to legislators to pass the reconciliation bill to make that agenda a reality. And that's not going to happen by chance either. As you all know, over the last years, over the last several months, over the last several weeks and days, we have made hundreds of phone calls. We have sent so many texts and emails, we cannot even keep count of the thousands of emails and texts we have sent. So we have marched, we have rallied, we have protested, we have showed up to elected officials' offices to make our voices heard loud and clear. So with that, I want to bring in a very special guest, Queen Jackson, who hails from the great Oakland, California. And Mrs. Jackson has volunteered every single week with Community Change Action for nearly 2 years. I'm going to repeat that. Miss Jackson has volunteered every single week with Community Change Action for nearly 2 years, and she is here to share her story. So, Miss Jackson, please take it away.
so much, Dorian. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I am on fire. Let me tell you, I love that. Pass the damn bill. That's right. We are so tired of all of this rigmarole rolling around. Well, anyway, I want to thank Dorian and also the CCA team for asking me to speak here this evening. As Dorian said, my name is Queen Jackson, and I hail from the Vice President's birthplace of Oakland, California. But originally, I'm from a very small rural town called Oroville, which is further up north in California. I have been a volunteer with Community Change Action for 2 years. When I began, I was made to feel so welcome. And most importantly, heard. That is so important, you guys. You gotta feel like somebody's listening to you, like somebody really feels your passion and hears your pain. And that's when I decided to make Community Change Action one of my main political action homes. And I say that because, come on, we all kind of volunteer for several different organizations from time to time. But anyway, I want to tell you about relational organizing. That has allowed me to keep my friends, family, church members, even my frenemies informed about important issues impacting our community. Listen, let me tell you, I don't care if you don't like me, just vote. All right. All of this starts, of course, on our Wednesday night calls and our Wednesday night organizing meetings. I look forward to our Wednesday night meetings every week because I am going to be on with like-minded people. We get into very deep, spirited conversations, and we come up with some of the actions that we actually have on our app. If you are feeling hopeless or can't see even a glimmer of light, joining our Wednesday night calls will energize you to turn that hopelessness into positive action and be a part of making the changes we, the people, so desperately need. Listen, I have been watching this soap opera for many, many years, for decades, and I'm concerned about what kind of world, what kind of country I'm going to leave for my daughter and her children and so forth. So I'm going to keep fighting. And one of the ways I'm going to do that is right now we are directly lobbying our members of Congress and using relational organizing to reach out to our friends and family and to ask them to contact the representatives to pass the reconciliation bill as it is. No watered down bills. We want everything we asked for. I support the reconciliation bill because it includes crucial policy to provide hurting Americans with much needed financial help and create millions of jobs throughout the country that will build back better the middle class and raise people up from where they are right now. Listen, anytime you step up, that's better than where you were. And that's what we want for everyone in this country. I don't care what your political affiliation is, race, creed, color, religious, or even romantic choice. I support the reconciliation bill because it includes, I said that. This bill, by the way, is the most progressive, life-changing bill for all Americans written since the New Deal. Think about that. Since the New Deal. How many decades ago was that? That was in the 20th century. Okay? Being a leader with CCA is one of the most gratifying experiences I've had in many years. Our work has helped to build political power for our communities across the country. I can't think of a better way, a better use of my time than doing this good work as a leader with Community Change Action. And I use the term good work because guess what? My pastors and my deacons said, keep up the good work. Thank you for keeping us informed. I hope you choose to join in the fight to build back better an economy and changes in policies we've needed for a very, very, very long time. So come on, let's tell Congress to pass the damn bill, get off your duff, do what we pay you to do, or guess what? We'll find somebody else.
Oh, you are bringing the fire. Oh,
thank you very much, everybody.
You are like totally a glimmer of hope, and you are a glimmer of light. And I hope that you know that. I feel so energized listening to you. I am thinking a lot about Brian Stevenson's words right now, where he says hopelessness is the enemy of justice. And there isn't any hopelessness in you, Queen, just as there is no hopelessness in Nancy Catano, who I'm going to welcome next. She's going to share her story in Spanish, and I will be translating for her. Nancy, adelante, por favor. Bienvenida. Nancy, te tienes que sacar. Ay, perfecto.
Muy buenas noches. Mi nombre es Nancy Catano. Soy una líder con Firm Action. Soy nacida en México y tengo 17 años en este país. Mi esposo es ciudadano naturalizado y aún así no he podido obtener un estatus. He luchado durante más de 8 años para una reforma migratoria, la cual en este momento tiene que ser incluida en el paquete de reconciliación. La decisión de la parlamentaria no significa algo definitivo. Al contrario, tenemos que seguir luchando hasta que tengamos reforma migratoria para todos. Sabemos que tenemos más alternativas, por lo cual la semana pasada estuvimos en Washington, D.C., en una marcha con miles de inmigrantes para pedirle al Congreso que tome acción este año. Estuvimos ahí para exigirle a los congresistas que hagan su trabajo, que este es el momento de incluir a los 11 millones de personas indocumentadas, los cuales somos esenciales en este país. Durante este tiempo tan difícil de la pandemia, nuestras familias no dejaron de trabajar, no abandonamos el país o nuestras comunidades. Al contrario, somos las personas que contribuimos a la economía y al bienestar de nuestras familias. El presidente tiene el poder por el voto de la gente latina, de los jóvenes y las personas de color, para llevar a cabo sus promesas. Mi esposo confía en su palabra y en el poder que tiene para lograr los cambios en inmigración que sean de una manera más justa y humana. Nuestras familias y amigos están cansados de no poder estar reunidos con sus familias en nuestros países, de no poder tener protección, especialmente sabiendo que la economía va a aumentar al tener un estatus legal y permanente. Nosotros los inmigrantes somos el presente y el futuro de esta nación. Este es el momento de que reconozcan nuestro esfuerzo para salir adelante con nuestras familias y que no pase más tiempo, ¿verdad? Necesitamos protección permanente para todos este año. Y que pase la propuesta de la ley de reconciliación ahora. Invito a todos ustedes que se unan a nuestra lucha. Todos los jueves en la noche, líderes de todo el país nos reunimos con Firm Action para planear estrategias, y hoy más que nunca es importante que toda nuestra comunidad esté informada hasta que lleguemos a la victoria. Esperamos verlos ahí. Muchísimas gracias.
Good evening. My name is Nancy Catano, and I'm a leader with Firm Action. I was born in Mexico, and I have been in this country for 17 years. My husband is a naturalized citizen, and even so, I have not been able to obtain status. I have fought for more than 8 years for immigration reform, which at this time must continue to be included in the reconciliation package. The first decision from the parliamentarian doesn't mean something definitive. To the contrary, We must continue to fight until we have immigration reform and a path to citizenship for everyone. We know we have more alternatives right now that we have not lost, which is why last week I joined thousands of immigrants and other people to demand that Congress take action this year and to include the 11 million people and essential workers in this country in the reconciliation package. The pandemic was an extremely hard time. Our families did not stop working. We did not leave our country or our communities. We are the people who continue contributing to the economy and the well-being of our families. Our family and friends are tired of not being able to be reunited with their families back home, tired of not being able to have protection, especially knowing that the economy increases by having a legal and permanent status. We are the present and future of this nation along with all of you. And this is the time for Congress and the president to recognize our strength, our efforts to get ahead with our families, and we cannot afford to waste any more time. So we remain resolved and demand that they pass permanent protections for everyone this year and for the reconciliation bill to pass now. I invite all of you to join our fight. Every Thursday night, we meet with leaders from all over the country with firm action to strategize. And today, more than ever, it is important that our communities stay informed. I hope and look forward to seeing you there. Nancy, gracias por compartir tu historia, por tu dedicación al movimiento y realmente por tu lucha. Nancy, thank you so much for sharing your story, for your dedication, and for your lucha, which I'm having a really hard time translating in Spanish. Really, it means like your fight, right? Like we see that in you. We see that in Queen. We see that in all of the people who join us every week to make calls, to send text messages, because our spirits are not, our spirits are alive and our power is felt. And we really, Dorian and I and the entire Community Change Action family really feel like this is a year. This is a year, Nancy, where you will stop feeling like you've got to fight it one more time. But this is the year where we believe that we need to deliver a path to a green card for you. Queen, this is a year where we get to say, it's not just another decade. It's like we're sitting right here, right now, on the precipice of so much change and so much possibility and opportunity. And when we get there, because we will, it will be in large part because of the both of you and all of the people tuning in, joining our phone banks, calling members of Congress, voting, and demanding that they get to work like we elected them to.
Absolutely. And let me just also offer my thanks to Miss Queen, to Miss Nancy. These are the stories that motivate us, your stories. This is why we do this work. And I want all of you here with us in this moment to remember the stories from Miss Queen and Miss Nancy, and let them motivate you to take action this week and next week and the week after and the month after, because we cannot stop. Our fates are tied together. We are all bound together, to paraphrase Dr. King. And we have to make this promise to each other that we're going to do everything we can to win. So here we go. For the rest of this week, we will continue to have phone banks to call on those members of Congress who are on the fence. We got to target the fence sitters and get them off the fence. We have to get them on the right side of history. That is the task before us. We have to tell them they need to do their goddamn jobs and they need to prioritize our communities. And yes, they also have to be on the right side of history. So join us. Join us in our phone banks. Call your member of Congress. Demand they actually get off the fence and get to work to pass this potentially transformative bill. We can win something transformative in this moment. I have not ever experienced a moment like this in my lifetime. This is the moment. And we, by the way, once we win, we have even more work to do next year. But right now, we need everybody to put it all on the table, all hands on deck. We need you to call your members of Congress, join our phone bank, join our weekly and nightly texting parties and relational organizing parties. We have work to do to make sure that our elected representatives represent us. And if not, they will be fired because we will fire them. So I don't know about y'all, but I am fired up. Lorella, I am fired up. Miss Jackson, I am fired up.
Absolutely.
Nancy, I am fired up. Lorella, I'm going to hand it back over to you to close us out.
I think you just closed us out, Dorian. Fired up, pass the damn bill, join us to make sure our voices are heard and counted. That is what politics is about, right? They will try to bury us, as the saying goes, but they did not know that we are seeds. And so with that, I am clear that in this moment, we are going to bring all of our power, all of our tools, all of our will, all of our force to bear to deliver change in people's lives.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you at the phone banks.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.